So burnout is not just tiredness. It is a state of emotional, spiritual, and physical tiredness. It actually happens when someone has been giving so much more than he's been receiving. It shows up as frustration, loss of joy, lack of motivation, spiritual dryness, and even resentment towards your calling, towards your ministry. So burnout doesn't happen overnight. That is something you must know. It starts gradually, it starts slowly and silently, and often in the lives of people who are so committed to God's work. But you know what? God didn't design ministry to drain us. It is actually meant to strengthen us. So let's talk about how worship team members can avoid burnouts and stay fresh, spiritually alive, and joyful always. That is packed in this episode. The very first point I want to put out here is this. Make sure you are working within your grace and don't put too much expectation on yourself. Most people will want to put so much expectation on themselves, and eventually it becomes a burden God has not given us. God dwells so much on excellence, but when we begin to look towards perfectionism, that is where the problem is. God appreciates excellence and He wants us to be excellent in everything we do. Burnout actually begins when we begin to operate outside the grace God has given us. Not everyone is given the ability to lead every Sunday consistently. We have different strengths and different weaknesses. Not everyone is built for constant pressure. So when you begin to serve out of fear, out of comparison, or out of obligation, you begin to carry that kind of weight God has not placed on you. So many worship team members burn out because of a lot of self-imposed expectations. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you shouldn't set goals for yourself, but when you set goals that are not realistic, that are beyond your strength, that compares you to someone because this person is doing it, I must be able to do it, and you are not really operating within the grace God has given you, you begin to burn out over time because you'll be giving out more than what you are getting. So when you begin to set those expectations that are not realistic, you are giving yourself the expectation to grow faster than your pace can take. This can lead to frustration. When you begin to set expectations that are not within the grace God has called you into, it can lead to burnout and it can frustrate you along the line. So I encourage you to avoid burnout in this point. 1, know your lane. Honor your capacity. You've got to serve from your strength. I encourage you to release unnecessary expectations and allow God's grace to carry you. That is number 1. The second point is this. Make God the center of all activities. Most of the time we burn out because we make ourselves or someone else the center of the activity, or probably the event the center of the activity. When you begin to see the structure rather than God who owns the structure, you are going to burn out over time. You're going to get frustrated because really the flesh cannot walk the work of the spirit. It's actually scriptural. So when you begin to put so much effort on your physical ability, whereas we are talking about a calling that has spiritual undertone in it, if you don't put all of this together, you are going to burn out. You are going to get frustrated, and over time you begin to feel like you are not motivated to do this same thing you so much love doing. That is not what God wants. God wants you to make Him the center of every activity you do as a worship team member. Whether you are leading the Sunday service, if you are always the person showing up every Sunday, that is fantastic. As long as you have the strength, make sure God is the center of that activity. If at any point you realize that it's going to drain you, then you should begin to look for how to avoid that burnout. And that is what this episode is about. Burnout thrives when performance replaces presence. When rehearsals become stressful and when Sundays feel like pressure. You should know that, of course, when excellence becomes an idol, joy disappears. You are no more free. Ministry becomes heavy when it becomes mechanical. But when you make God the center of the entire activity in your ministry, it becomes a thing of joy. So I encourage you to keep God at the center of that activity, at the center of your calling, and you'll see how much weight you'll be taking off your shoulder. That is number 2. The third point is this. Keep giving your best without killing yourself. God has called us to give our best, but it's not expecting us to kill ourselves in the process. When I say kill yourself, I'm not saying you shouldn't go all the way for God. When you know your spiritual capacity, your health capacity, your musical capacity, and you give your best in that space, then you are going to avoid burnout. But when you begin to give yourself a lot of pressure, especially Okay, let me take this as an example. Some people can afford to do rehearsals 2 days back to back without getting tired, whereas some other people can just do one. Some can go 3 days, some cannot even do it at all. So when you know your strength, that is talking about your health capacity. Some other people can decide to do rehearsals for 4 hours non-stop, while some can only do 2 hours. So what are you trying to achieve here? You are trying to achieve excellence. You're trying to give your best. Like I said earlier, I'm not saying that you shouldn't set great goals for yourself, but set it within the very best capacity you can give. Of course, you must be motivated to do more. You must be motivated to give more, but don't give what kills you. Don't give what kills your strength. Don't give what kills your grace. Stay within that grace. Deliver your best at all time and let God be the center of that calling. You know what? God is asking us for excellence and not exhaustion. So I encourage you that you prepare well and practice intentionally and of course improve consistently. But you must also along the line rest, breathe and enjoy the journey. Excellence is actually meant to inspire you. It is not meant to suffocate you. What you must know here is that your best is not perfection. It is actually excellence, obedience, and a kind of service that honors God. Point number 4 is this: refresh yourself regularly. And when I say regularly, it has to be something periodic. Remember, burnout happens when you begin to give more than you are receiving. So when you refresh regularly, it means you are putting back something that you have given out. But what I've discovered with most musicians, most worship team members is that we always give out and there is no place to replenish those capacities. It has to come from the spiritual state, physical state, musical state, and mental state, and even health-wise. It's not just spiritual. I've always been an advocate of the fact that everything has to be balanced. If we are advocating for spiritual replenishment, we should also advocate for mental, physical, emotional, and health replenishment. So when you minister every Sunday, you show up every Sunday, you show up during the week, you are always there every time and every day. That is fantastic. But I encourage you to find a way to replenish yourself, especially mentally and emotionally, because most of the time we forget that part and we just focus on spiritual replenishment. We want to make sure that we read our Bible. We want to make sure that we are praying. We want to make sure that we spend time with God. Those things are fantastic. But remember, yes, we are spiritual beings, but we're still living in this physical body. So you need to take care of that physical body as well. Your mental state has to be right. Your emotional state has to be right. Then your spirit will align with all of this and you will deliver excellence always. That way, you are not going to burn out. Listen to good music, expose yourself to other people's ministration, spend time with God, give attention to excellence in other people's ministration or performance. All of this, a kind of song, the kind of artist that you listen to that gives you joy, that makes you replenish your spirit. I always have a way to run to whenever I'm feeling that, okay, I think I'm draining out. I have some songs I always want to listen to and they have never disappointed. There's a kind of grace upon those ministers. There's a kind of grace upon those songs. And whenever I listen to them, I feel motivated again. I feel refreshed. I feel replenished. So I encourage you as well. Don't joke with refreshing yourself. And this is the very last point I'm sharing. For you to avoid burnout, you need to foster healthy team communication and relationship. I realize that most of the time when we talk about burnout, it's actually not about what happens musically. It actually comes from expectations that are not met, goals that are set that are not met, silent frustrations, and relational tension drain emotional energy. So healthy teams talk openly about conflicts and they find a way to resolve it as quickly as possible. They celebrate each other and support one another's weaknesses. And of course, they avoid comparison. What I've noticed is that a united team rarely burns out. So in all of this, I must let you know that burnout is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign that something needs to be realigned. When you serve within grace, you keep God at the center, you refresh intentionally and build strong relationships, I assure you, you will stay fresh, joyful, and spiritually effective. I hope that helps you today. So I encourage you to pay attention to all these points I've identified in this episode and see how you can put them into your journey as a worship team member. See you in the next episode.